with employment not doing all that well and people having a hard time getting jobs in AI, is it possible that when we look at rate cuts, you say like, well, one of the reasons that they don't want to cut rates is because inflation is high and we don't want to stoke higher inflation. But at the same time, if rates don't come down and you don't try to create, what's going to happen on the employment front, right? So like
Good
the
point.
Fed has two mandates, and there seems to be this is this is just Dr. Dave, the unlicensed and unschooled economist, says that those two things are in a tug of war with each other.
Yeah.
So I'm watching that because I also think, and you can go back and read blogs from 2 or 3 years ago, like, a lot of this inflation stuff, especially what we saw during the Biden administration, was just a function of, like, COVID money hitting the system. I don't think it was an economic the economy on fire was causing the inflation to go up. I think it was simply, you know, M3. I just think it was money. It
Yeah.
was money in the system.
The money supply,
The
right? I
money
mean,
supply. Yeah.
money is a commodity,
Mhm.
kind of just like oil. If there's more of it,
Yeah.
inflation tends to go up. And that's really what happened in post-pandemic.
Right.
This is a little bit different, why inflation is rising,
Yeah.
right? Because oil goes into every bit of the economy. And the main reason there is just transportation.
Yep.
So even if it's not, oil that gas that you put in your car or use to heat your home, everything is dependent on being able to transport goods across the country.
Right. These glasses are gonna become more expensive because 'cause they're made out of plastic. Right? I
Correct.
mean, it's everything.
Yeah, and then they're gonna be more expensive because someone had to drive to the warehouse to pick them up. It just goes through everything. And so again, if oil prices continue higher, inflation is gonna move higher.
Right, right.
And I think it's interesting when you look at what there was a Fed meeting a couple days ago from recording. Inflation expectations are moving up. There's no way around it. The
Yep.
Fed is expecting higher inflation, but not significant. I think if I saw, just to check, I'm checking the numbers here. Yeah, 2.7%
Okay.
annually.
Right.
They
A
projected
far cry from where we were a few years ago.
2.9.
Right,
I
right.
forget how high it
Yeah.
got, but it was unbearable. 2.7. It was previously 2.4. So we're talking marginally more inflation.
Yeah.
It's not going to break the system. This is not a COVID kind of style of inflation.
Yeah.
What it really is about is it's going to be temporary as well, because I think a lot of the things that people are forgetting when we kind of look at how the Fed is going to react to this, they look more at measures of core inflation,
Right.
which is different than headline. Headline inflation includes all categories.
Yeah.
Core inflation excludes food and energy prices. It's a more stable measure because those are so volatile, the food and the energy, as we're seeing.
Mhm.
So they know that this might be a temporary shock. And I think that's kind of a dirty word in Fed land. This is transitory inflation,
Right.
because when the oil comes back down, and
Yeah.
it will eventually,
Well,
inflation is gone.
think about it all from the perspective of supply and demand as well, right? So,
Sure.
like, one natural cause of inflation is there is more demand than there is supply for an item, so the price goes up, right? Okay. I don't think that beef prices are going up
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's running to the store and buying ground beef, and there is a demand component that is outstripping the supply.
Yep.
I think it's input pricing and everything else that's right. So when those input prices come back down, I think it's temporary.
It
I
is.
don't think this is a demand. Inflation isn't a function of massive out of control demand driven by people having so much money that they're just out buying more ground beef. It's like
For
the
sure.
eggs, a year ago or something like that. So I'm watching this thing. I don't think it's a panic mode. There's a lot of people out there who have really good justifications for why we shouldn't lower interest rates. Then there's a lot of people out there with some really great justifications about why we should lower interest rates. I Personally, I would like to see interest rates come down a little bit.